The curfew hour will remain at 8 p.m. nightly to 5 a.m. the following morning until March 23rd, 2021 at 5 a.m.
Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. Bless up, bless up. You don't know the drill. I will on the subscribe before watching the video. You see me? So Solaine announced the event, Jaja. And Andrew locked it off before it even came. Jaja. Yo, watch out, watch out.
Alright, this is Solaine. Remember the 4th of March? The 5th is my birthday, but I keep my birthday on my 9-night. The 4th, that means the next week, Thursday, is my 9-night. Come on, see my 9-night should I look. Everybody keep them 9-night when they dead. Me I keep my one when me alive. That's when me dead, nobody keep no more. Just keep set up and bury me. You understand? So this is to miss. Remember, write a world boss, and yes, they come shell it. You understand? 100 lane top.
Curfew. The curfew hour will remain at 8 p.m. nightly to 5 a.m. the following morning until March 23rd, 2021 at 5 a.m. Let me say a few words on the curfew. I've heard the common logic being expressed that the use of the curfew suggests that COVID only infects at night. As I said, it is a common logic, but it is not common sense. The truth of the matter is that we are trying to control movement on one hand, and on the other hand, we are trying to keep production going as much as possible. Where we have the most production taking place, obviously, would be in the day. Working hours, usually 9 to 5. If you look at our energy consumption, significant energy consumption is in the daytime. Most workplaces and businesses operate in the daytime. So you would want to sparingly use any measure that controls movement during that period of time. Instead, you would use other measures, such as institutional measures, how businesses can operate, and we use situational measures, wearing your mask, social distancing. But in the night, when the general production activities are less, that is when you would seek now to apply your movement measures, mainly your curfew. There must be a work-from-home arrangement in the public sector, and the permanent secretaries are directed to have only persons who work in critical service delivery and where the nature of the work performed requires that the job functions be performed at the physical office location. This means that for the public sector, meaning ministries, departments, and agencies, there is now a hard work-from-home rule. The rule will be determined by the permanent secretaries. The permanent secretaries are to determine what are critical mission services, in other words, services that are needed to keep the agencies, the ministries functioning. Those are permitted to work from work, but everybody else should be working from home. And this will take effect on Thursday, the 4th of March. So this would give us 3 days to make preparations for this work from home order. Private sector is encouraged to arrange their affairs in such a way as to facilitate their staff working from home. So we are not placing a hard and fast rule on the private sector, but we are expecting that they will follow suit and make their arrangements to allow their staff to work from home where it is possible and convenient. Schools, parks, gyms, attractions, and bars will be closed at 6 p.m. and this will continue in effect until the 22nd of March 2021. And I don't need to explain why we have to do this. This is another measure which is both an institutional measure and it is also a measure of controlling movement. So by 6 p.m., zoos, parks, gyms, attractions, and bars, starting the 1st of March to the 22nd of March, they will close at 6 p.m. The new measures, as it relates to funeral, effective the 8th of March to the 22nd of March, funerals and burials will be prohibited. We have given a directive to the municipal authorities that no burial orders should be issued. So from the 1st to the 7th, funerals that were already scheduled, which we think is only fair, we give notice. So those funerals can go ahead, but they must conform with the rules under the Disaster Risk Management Act. 10 mourners and 5 inclusive clergy and attendants. 15, no more. Again, we have asked the police to be strict with this. After the 8th, there will be no funeral permitted, no burials permitted until the 22nd. We have to take this drastic action because we do not see any willingness on the part of our brothers and sisters. Not everyone, some people do comply, but we are seeing a significant level of non-compliance in this. Jamaicans coming home to present a negative COVID-19 test, which was conducted within 72 hours prior to the travel date at the check-in for their flight. This applies not just to Jamaicans. Remember, it was applicable to non-Jamaicans before, to some non-Jamaicans traveling. Now, everyone coming into Jamaica, I want to be clear on that, everyone coming into Jamaica must present a negative COVID-19 test, which was conducted within 72 hours prior to the date of travel. And they must present this at check-in. Public sector entities are directed now that social events, and I like to keep the handing over ceremonies and the launches and the groundbreaking because this government has done so many projects. But unfortunately, all of that will have to be on hold for the next 3 weeks. So the entire public sector, ministries, departments, and agencies, statutory bodies, the like, are directed no social events, no ceremonies, unless they are virtual. That means that they are being done online, and we don't have a gathering to do it online. So permanent secretaries, heads of departments, the executives, they will ensure that this is done. Public beaches, which are not under the direct control and management of an entity or authority, and these beaches, whether they are licensed under the Beach Control Authority or not, and rivers, are closed until March 22nd, 2021. We will continue to allow weddings, except that the cap that we had placed on weddings, which was 50, we have now halved that, so only 25 persons, including the bride, groom, who else we need? The bride, groom, pastor, and the 2 witnesses, right? Of course, you can have your best man and the maid of honor and a few others, the mother and the parents of the bride and the parents of the groom. 25 is good enough. I mean, I'm sorry to do this, but we have to do it. So I really hope that we have not disrupted anyone's wedding plans, but for the next 3 weeks, this is what we will have to do, and this is now in the order.